In Affinity 3, you can create all kinds of wave designs as well as line designs and colourful line designs like this, PC or Mac. I'm just going to show you how it's very easy to use, and these are the steps. So I've got this image. All I need to do is just go up here to Pixel, Filters, and then just down here to Colours and Halftone. That's the first effect. Halftone's great, really simple to create all kinds of line designs. Just go to Line option here on the screen, and you can vary the angle if you want. Don't have to go with, obviously, 0. You can go with 330 or whatever, and you can modify the cell size. Now, if you modify it too much, make it very thin, it can actually get quite painful, quite intense. So it's probably best just to keep it sort of at the 50, that sort of thing, so it's not so bad. So click apply. With this, you can now modify and add some color back into it. How to do that? Go here to Pixel, Filters, and just down here to Distort and Glitch. Now this is a new filter. This is in Affinity 3. So if you're coming from Affinity Photo version 2, Glitch filter is not there. So you will need Affinity version 3. It's a free one, so really worth checking out. Download it. So Glitch. And in Glitch, the first one is this one, Aberration Distortion. There's lots of other filters. It's got a lot of filters here. You can see it all the way down. They're all slight variations of each other, I think. Some are. This one is perhaps slightly different. Aberration Distortion. You can modify the glitch strength. You can see you can go either way, make it go in or out. But also what you can do is you can modify the origin point. So you can just sort of vary it. Maybe got something interesting in one particular part, maybe over here. You just reposition it as you like. Maybe apply it, and then next time apply it somewhere else. It's always a good way of doing that. Now I'm going to go with also bidirectional. I think that's creates a very intense lines again, and then click apply. So you got that straight away with just a couple of filter effects. But of course, you can repeat it. You can apply it again and again and again. I always love doing that. So Pixel, Filters, and there's a repeat glitch. So repeat glitch, and you can see then when you do that, Pixel, Filter. Now I've got a shortcut. You can see that, Command or Control L. Quite easy to set up. Please check my videos on how to customize the shortcuts. So repeat glitch, and you get that. You get even more intense design, a whole weird and wonderful design. But that's not the end point. Lines are fine. I think lines are great. But what you can also do, of course, is you could always go here to Vector and Image Trace. I always love Image Trace. Image Trace, straight away, you can turn it into a vector design, and you can create some quite interesting effects just by turning it into, I've gone here for 0 and 100%, click apply. This is now a vector design, which you can then manipulate the individual lines if you want to do that. I think it's a good way of creating some very like three-dimensional depths. Super easy using that approach. So simply just go over here, expand it out, and you can select all of his curves. Click there, go to effects, and then just simply go to 3D. So it's 3D, or of course all the other ones, bevel and boss, etc. And you can see then you get a lovely three-dimensional effect, and you can manipulate the colors individually, etc. and close. However, I just want to show you, you could do that with those. I do not want it as a vector, but it does create some interesting designs. Okay, back to just a normal image. So Pixel, again, Filters, and just down here to Distort and Glitch, but not this time using Aberration. So Glitch, I'm just going to go for this instead. Got a lot of filters here. You can go to Waves. There's really good ones down here as well. But Waves is really good. And you can then vary the strength. And you can see as you do it, Waves sort of goes nicely like that. You can just see it just changing as I change that setting. And you of course can modify these and well, get different color effects just by going down here. BRG just takes the emphasis on the blue and then red and then green. Or number of channels. So you can create from variety. Obviously, I think best set to 3. Okay, I'm going to go back to RGB and click apply. So you've got this nice wavy design, exactly the same as before. You can go here, Pixel, Filters, repeat glitch. a repeat glitch, and you've got wave design again, and then pixels. I always prefer about 3 or 4 times. I think that's a reasonable amount. Fortunately, the setting is only set to strength of 100%. Workaround, just apply it 3 or 4 times to create a more intense wave, and I think that is quite an interesting wave effect, combining all those reds, greens and blues there. And you can just about make out the original image. Now you could, of course, combine the original image, perfectly reasonable. Just make a duplicate of it before you start doing any of these filter effects, and then you just combine it. Or maybe use the history and use snapshots. That's a great way. If you've suddenly thought, oh, I haven't got that, you can always use the history, obviously, and select that. Okay, let's just undo that, because what you can also do with this is that you can apply the effect, but instead of using full-on halftone effect, you can use some slight variation. So pixel, filters, and again colours. Just go down here to halftone. But in this case, obviously I'm not going to go with that one. Could do, of course, but I'm going to go with line again. Is that I can modify again cell size. You can vary it, make it thicker or not. And again, change the angle if you want, but I'm going to keep it straight across. Click apply. You can still see the image, just about make it out. But even better, you can always go here to pixel, filters, and you can fade it. You can do this with all of the filters, of course. You can fade halftone, you can fade this, and sometimes combinations create some interesting designs. So fade halftone, you could just go with this, but you've also got blend mode. So just fade that, you can change that around. And darken, colour burn, linear burn. I'm going to go with that one. It creates quite an interesting design, but you can try out all the others, just run through them. You can see as you do that, see different results there. But just for the purposes of this video, let's just go with linear burn and maybe there, and click apply. Okay, once you've got this, you can do exactly the same as before. Apply all the variety of different effects. So let's just go to pixel, game filters, and again down to distort and glitch. So glitch, you got this again, aberration, distortion. Just going to go for the first one, glitch strength, and now you can see the result of that. But now, of course, you've got some actual colour in with the image, so you can still see that sort of the cups there. And also, of course, still can modify these if you want. And again, you change the origin point, put it down there, put it up here, wherever you want the origin point. So I'm just going to go with there, click apply. So I've got that. I can again repeat it, pixels and filters, and again, just down to repeat. And I could do it a couple of times. So pixels, filters, and repeat. Okay. Once I've got that, again, just apply some other filters, which is going to be the one I had earlier, pixel, filters, and again, go down to distort, and then just down here to glitch again. And I'm not going to go with aberration, I'm just going to go with waves. So here's waves, and again, glitch strength, and you can see now, obviously I've got slightly thicker lines, so it's more chunky lines. You can still see again that image. And glitch strength 100, click apply. And I could use my shortcut, which is Command or Control L, to repeat the filter. So let's just apply that a couple of times so you can see the result of that. If I apply it multiple times, you can see you can get a really intense wave line design like that. It's a pity you can't manipulate other factors to this, like stretching it out a bit, changing various things, but unfortunately you can't. You've got obviously one setting there, you get this wave design, and well, this is the endpoint for your design. Lines with the waves and glitch, etc. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comments below.